Security purposes, we don't allow our facility to be photographed.
But how do you stop it? It's a public sidewalk. Help me understand what the concern is.
You were photographing inside the windows, sir.
Well, yeah, but you understand that windows work both ways, though, right? Like, you can see out, I can see in, you guys got cameras, I got cameras. I don't understand what the concern... Help me understand what the concern is.
Well, I'm telling you, this is our property.
Well, the sidewalk's not your property.
You're photographing our property,
It's not,
and we don't.
You can't trespass the eyes. Of course, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
Like,
well, we'll hang out for a while, and when the police get here, we can talk to them about it. And
I'll be willing to bet you the police aren't going to force me off of a public sidewalk and/or tell me which direction I can aim my phone or my camera. That's
we'll
crazy.
Wait for them. That's fine.
All right.
I'm here until 5, so
I got no problem with that.
And I don't appreciate you photographing me as well. I'm sure
you're on a public sidewalk telling me that.
The encounter begins on a public sidewalk, where a man is calmly taking photographs of a building. A staff member quickly approaches and claims that photography is not allowed for security reasons. The auditor immediately questions this claim, pointing out that he is standing on a public sidewalk where photography is legal.
You don't read aiming the camera. Let me ask you this: Can I take pictures that direction?
I don't care where you take a picture.
Oh, you do care where I take pictures. If I aim the camera this way, you have a problem with it.
Sir.
Got it. So from a public sidewalk, you don't want me taking photographs this direction, but I'm okay taking photographs that direction, and that direction, and that direction.
You still haven't told me what their purpose is.
Well, it's because it's none of your business. I'm on a public sidewalk. It's hilarious.
All right, well,
it's absolutely bizarre that you think that on a public sidewalk in the United States of America, I have to tell you what the purpose of my photos are. I'm a terrible artist, so I can't draw, so I take pictures instead of drawing. And then I go home and I enjoy them. I appreciate beautiful pictures of beautiful buildings. This seems like a very...
As the conversation continues, the auditor explains a basic principle. If people inside can see out through windows, the public can also see in. He questions why cameras inside the building are acceptable, but a camera on a public sidewalk suddenly becomes a problem.
A very photogenic bank. I'm baffled as to why you would care if somebody's taking photos of the bank, even through the window. If you look through the window here, you'll see there's so much glare off of that window. Do you guys have like confidential information on display right inside the window here that I can't see? I'm just, help me understand what your concern is. You don't want to? All right. Well, I think you're about to get a lesson in the First Amendment, my friend. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
The staff member insists that the building is private property and accuses the auditor of photographing their property. The auditor responds by challenging the idea of trespassing with eyes, calling it a ridiculous argument that has no basis in law.
Got an individual that's been taking pictures through our windows. I've explained to him that we really don't want our premises photographed for security reasons. He can't explain to me why he feels he needs to take photographs, and I'd just like him to be away from our property.
Officer Thiessen, would you like to tell him, or do you want me to tell him?
So, he's on public property, okay? Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it. Alright? If he enters your property, at that point you can ask him to leave, okay? The sidewalk is private property.
Public property,
right?
rather. Yeah.
Anything, regardless of the windows or not, it's plain view, unless you have your blinds closed. If he's not manipulating the property in any which way to see inside the property, there's nothing we can do about it, alright? I understand, like, I 100% get it.
Rather than escalating, the auditor calmly states that he has no issue waiting for the police to arrive. He confidently predicts that officers will not force him off a public sidewalk or tell him where he can point his camera.
You got the security issues and stuff like that, but unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it.
It is a little silly. It's a public sidewalk, and
You still can't explain to me why.
because I don't have to. God bless America. I don't have to. I don't have to tell you why I'm doing what I'm
So
doing.
what it is the First Amendment audit. I'm sure you've maybe seen those. Sir, if you don't mind, can you just keep your hands out of your pocket for me, please, just for my safety?
Just so you know, I have no weapons, but it is cold out here, so I have no weapons. I am going to put my hands in my pockets because I am
Well,
cold.
for my safety, I'm going to have you not put your hands in your pockets. Okay?
Will I be arrested with my hands in my pockets, sir? I'm
not saying
cold.
you're gonna be
Okay,
arrested.
I have no weapons in my pockets. I'm putting my hands in my pockets. Well, actually, I do have a can of pepper spray in here, and I will zip that one up because of that. I'll put my hands in my pockets down here because I am cold. So,
Okay. So it is a lawful order. I can lawfully ask you to keep your hands out of your pockets, okay? And if you
When police arrive, the situation shifts. The building representative explains that they don't want the premises photographed and cannot understand why the auditor is taking pictures. The auditor remains silent on his purpose, asserting that he has no legal obligation to explain himself.
you do refuse, then I will do a Terry Pat, okay?
Right.
Which is a lawful thing within my ability to do so, okay?
So you're telling me that I have to take my hands out of my pockets?
I am asking you to remove your, I'm giving you
All right. I'll take my hands out of my pockets. That's a lawful order. I'll play along. How are you? Oh, now we got 3 officers for a man with a camera on his side. Oh, sorry. Hands in pockets again.
Your hands out of your pockets.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm sure you're not going to consent to a search.
Yeah.
Okay?
I understand.
Sir, can you keep your hands out of your vest for my protection, for my safety? That's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Yeah.
All right. They should get a ride there.
Yeah. Now, what I'm trying to do is to get people to recognize and respect my rights. Officer Patton, I'm not trying to get a rise out of people. You're wrong. I'm not trying to get a rise out of people. I'm trying to get people like you to recognize and respect my rights.
I haven't done anything.
I don't want a rise out of anybody.
An officer clearly explains the law. Anything visible from a public place is considered plain view. Unless blinds are closed, photographing what can be seen from a public sidewalk is completely legal.
I want you to recognize and respect our rights. It's not our job to get a rise out of people. You're wrong, Patton. You're wrong. Disappointed.
Well,
And stuff like that.
we'll keep our video. I'll have our security officer go back and keep the video so we've got a description of them.
Did you tell him that I actually told your employee how to operate blinds and she said we can't close our blinds?
We don't close our blinds for security purposes.
All right, well, you might want to consider because there's some guy out on the sidewalk taking pictures, trying to get a rise out of you, apparently. Right, Patton? Ain't that right? Trying to get a rise out of him?
Have a good day.
You're wrong, Patton. Respect our rights, Patton. Oh, you recognize them, you just don't respect them.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
Okay, so I know
I don't need an awful directions. I'm not going to the bank, so save
Okay.
your breath to blow
That's
your
all right.
suit.
Well, I'm gonna cover it because you're on.
All right.
I'm on camera. You're
Knock
on
yourself
camera.
out. Knock
I'm gonna
yourself
cover all.
The officer acknowledges the business's security concerns, but makes it clear that there is nothing law enforcement can do. The sidewalk is public, and photography alone is not a crime.
My basis because that's the way I like to do things.
Gotcha.
So this gentleman's the manager of the building. He would like you to know not to enter the building. Okay?
Can you just let me know when I can put my cold hands back in my pockets,
as
decent?
soon as I leave?
All right.
Which I'm doing that right now.
All
okay?
right, you have a good one. There you go. Hands back in pockets. Thank you, sir. All is well, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so,
How do you pronounce that? Is it Votberg?
yeah, so
Votberg.
got a couple questions for you.
I'm sorry?
Just so you know, my camera is on.
Yeah.
Video recorded, okay?
Sure.
So as far as like the camera work that you're doing, the videos and photos that you're
Sure.
taking, what are you taking video and photos of?
You know, I don't want you to take this the wrong way because you seem like a very nice person. My general rule of thumb is conversations with police never lead to anything good. So on that note,
The auditor identifies the situation as a First Amendment audit. He explains that his goal is not to provoke people, but to ensure that constitutional rights are recognized and respected by both citizens and authorities.
I will exercise my right to remain silent on my reasons for doing anything today.
Okay.
But I appreciate you asking politely.
Okay. Well, you do have those rights.
I do indeed. I do indeed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hope you set this man straight on abusing the 911 system for calling somebody out taking photographs.
Oh no. The reason he's concerned, right, is that it's a financial association. They
Sure.
deal with a lot of important information.
And apparently they leave it out on display in public so that anybody walking by can see it. Is that what he does?
So he's concerned that that some of that personal information is being filmed by you.
I am deeply concerned. I want to go on record here. I am deeply concerned that Nicholson and Insurance Associates has private confidential information laying around that anybody walking by on a sidewalk can see and record. Anybody that does business with Nicholson and Insurance Associates might want to be aware of that fact. And
Tension rises briefly when officers ask the auditor to keep his hands out of his pockets for safety reasons. Though he questions the logic, the auditor ultimately complies, emphasizing cooperation without surrendering his rights.
govern yourself accordingly. Yeah, he's the man's crazy. Walking down a public sidewalk, if he has things on display, and I think, let's face it, I mean, come on, it's an iPhone. We can all look at the windows. These windows, blinds, were not lowered after I arrived. They've been lowered the entire time. Let's ask ourselves, gentlemen, seriously, is there anything you guys think I could see through these windows or the doors that could possibly be confidential information that would, like, you know, it's moronic. I'm going to use the word moronic, and this gentleman inside that called 911, in my opinion, is a moron. It's just ridiculous. And
Do you think that there's a right to be concerned at all?
I wouldn't. You know, he was filming me, and I didn't call the police on him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know,
As more officers arrive, the auditor points out the irony. Multiple officers responding to a man holding a camera. He continues to assert that public photography is protected under the Constitution.
I wouldn't call the police. There's cameras everywhere. There's cameras everywhere. In fact, so he's concerned about me getting confidential information, so he calls a guy with a camera to go inside of his business. So I'll tell you right now, I'm going to get that body cam footage, and now I got to go inside of his business. So he's a dumbass. It's as simple as that. But yeah, I don't care to. I mean, you guys, bless your heart, you seem like a genuinely nice guy, as do you. But I just don't generally have lengthy conversations with police or tell them my business or whatever. But I have no nefarious intentions here. I'm carrying no weapons. I'm just walking around. I did notice he has 6 BB hole shots in his windows, though. I'm wondering if he has problems with leaving customers confidential information on display, and so people are upset and they come around shooting his place. He's got one there, one there. There's 4 along these windows.
The discussion expands beyond the sidewalk. The auditor raises concerns about confidential information allegedly being visible through windows, questioning why a business would leave sensitive material exposed to public view.
I have a feeling that I may not be the only person he's ever upset, but he just upset me by calling 911 on me. I just think it's silly. He could be a man and come out and actually talk to me, but he's too busy, you know, trying to swat people to bother having a conversation like a grown-up. And had he come out like a grown-up and said, "Hey, how are you? My name is so-and-so. What's your name? What's going on?" I would have chatted with him. But when he calls police on me for doing what he just did, well, he's just lost all my respect. I'm sorry. So, okay. But you guys be safe. I appreciate you doing what you do, and you know.
Go check out the statue. There's more information on George Washington Park.
All right, hey, appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have a good one. These folks seem to think that this public lobby is their private living room, and they lose their freaking minds when I walked in there, literally in the public lobby, just taking photos of the beautiful. And if you've been in here,
Inside a public building, the auditor documents architectural details, emphasizing that he is in publicly accessible areas. He argues that being in a public lobby does not constitute trespassing.
It's not a working space where there's private information going on.
in the lobby.
Video due to privacy concerns.
Yeah, in the lobby. You have.
Yeah, that's where our workspace.
Yeah. Well, is anybody holding up sheets with like private information written in Sharpie? Because it's physically impossible for me to get any private information in there. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, people lose their minds when you aim a camera at a public building. So no worries, all is well here.
And not take video or take pictures inside of a state building.
Please tell me you guys can educate him on this. Please tell me you're going to tell him the actual law regarding taking video in a lobby.
But they've asked you to leave.
It's a public lobby. You can't be tossed out of a public building if you're not breaking the law. I haven't broken any laws. I can walk into a public building, take pictures and video, and walk out unaccosted. God bless America.
Security claims the auditor has gone beyond the lobby. The auditor carefully explains the difference between a lobby, foyer, and publicly accessible floors, reinforcing that no restricted areas were entered.
Yeah, it's perfectly legal. Nobody in this building has the authority to toss me out of a building that is a public building paid for by our taxes. I have every right to. I'm not going in restricted areas. In fact, I went up on the 3rd floor, and as soon as I got up there, somebody downstairs yelled, "That's a restricted floor!" And I said, well, then they should probably have a key card access only, whatever. But I left. But, you know, hey, they're telling me the entire floor is 3rd floor is restricted. I left the 3rd floor. But they can't kick me out of a building, out of a public lobby, because I'm taking pictures and video. That's not a crime. In fact, not only is it not a crime, it's the polar opposite. It is a constitutionally protected activity. I am with the press. I am a journalist, and I have every right to walk into this building and take photos and video. 100%.
Officers suggest trespassing, but the auditor firmly pushes back. He explains that a constitutionally protected activity cannot be transformed into a crime simply because someone feels uncomfortable.
Are you done now?
I am not done now. No. I'll be, done talking or just done working. Because, no, I'm going to stick around a little bit, document the rest of the building. It's probably set on one of the coolest, most aesthetically pleasing properties of any DMV I've been to. And I've been to a lot of DMVs around America.
Lobby, sir. You're actually past the lobby, so.
What, past the lobby? Well, I went upstairs to the second floor.
You went through the lobby. You weren't in the lobby.
Well, I mean, I was mostly in the lobby, but I did pass.
You were not.
Well, I mean,
The lobby is right here.
That's a lobby.
You went through the lobby, is what you did.
to the elevators. And,
You went through the lobby.
Well-
The lobby is right there where you check in.
well, yeah, I went through the lobby,
Sure. So
to the elevators, and then went
Now
upstairs.
that we understand, you went through the lobby.
I did go through the lobby. Yeah. I was primarily in the lobby, though,
The lobby's
yes.
probably about 10 foot.
The auditor compares the situation to a post office, stating that public buildings funded by taxpayers cannot arbitrarily eject citizens who are obeying the law.
Well, oh, you mean the very, very, no, I call that the foyer. The very, very
All
front.
of it's one. That's the lobby.
Got it, okay. Well, I went,
Door there,
I
that
went,
would separate the main
All
part
right,
of the
so-
building, so that would be considered the lobby.
so I went through the little foyer / lobby area here
Yeah.
to the elevators, got on the elevators, went upstairs,
Yeah.
took some pictures from
Now,
up
that's where
there.
you're trespassing because they already told you to leave. The lobby.
It's a public building. How are you trespassing from a,
About 20 foot is the lobby.
it's a
That's the
public,
part where you get
it's publicly accessible. Anybody can walk in there.
The doors were there.
The doors are
separating
wide
the
open.
lobby from the
The
main
doors are wide open.
Okay.
That makes them publicly.
This is a public building, publicly accessible. Anybody can walk in this building, take those elevators, go up to the second floor, and go into that DMV. I didn't even go into the DMV. I walked around the hall. That's not a crime.
A supervisor explains the concept of nuisance and alarm, suggesting that photography made people uncomfortable. The auditor respectfully disagrees, stating discomfort alone does not override constitutional rights.
That's not a crime.
Sir, the lobby is right there. 10 foot by 20 foot.
Okay.
That's the lobby.
The foyer, yes, and then all the way to the elevator doors is also public. The second floor is public. Sir, if you're telling me you're either going to arrest me or cite me for trespassing, then I would definitely like to speak with your supervisor because this is insane. Anybody can walk in this building, walk up to that second floor, and they can take pictures and video while they're doing it. That's not a crime. What I'm doing, not a crime. You can't turn a constitutionally protected activity into a crime. Just because they say, we don't want you here, tough luck. This is a public building. If this is Arby's or McDonald's, absolutely. They can say, you cannot be here. We're going to ask you to leave.
The auditor identifies himself as a journalist gathering content for a story. He clarifies that his focus is on the building itself, not individuals, and that he has remained calm and respectful throughout.
This is a public building.
The problem would be with the government, not with us.
Well, the problem's not, it's the government.
They're the ones who tell you to leave.
Okay.
Simply enforce what they ask us to do.
No, okay, so hey, are you gonna arrest me or give me a citation for trespassing?
Are you going to leave?
Do I have to, are you telling me I can't be out here either?
They don't want you on the property.
Okay, so are they going to sign a formal trespass and have me trespass on the property? If they're going to sign a trespass, absolutely. They can sign a trespass, they can have me trespass, and I will leave, and then I'll take it up with the court.
What are you talking about?
I mean,
They're asking you to leave.
are they trespassing? Okay, they can't. It's like going to a post office. They can't ask me to leave a post office if I'm not breaking the law.
Other than nuisance, yes, they can.
Taking photos is not causing a...
Despite continued disagreement, the auditor makes it clear he has no intention of being arrested over lawful activity. He reiterates that losing freedom for doing his job would be unacceptable.
You got no business there.
I have every business to be in there. This is a constitutionally protected activity. If you think this is
You have a mailbox at the post office?
if you think this is a crime, please, I beseech you, please have your supervisor come out here. If you,
Call your supervisor, you want to call mine?
either one, all I know is that public photography is not a crime, and I'm not going to be treated like it is. This is crazy.
I'm not dealing with no.
Yeah, well, God forbid you deal with somebody that's actually, exercising his constitutional rights. This is nuts.
Mike,
Yeah.
don't forget your mic.
Oh. So what was his name again?
I thought trespassing
Officer.
was based on if you committed something.
Yeah, you have to commit a crime. You can't just be trespassed for funsies.
The situation de-escalates as officers encourage cooperation. The auditor maintains that he has been courteous, transparent, and lawful, standing firm without hostility.
By the way, no weapons. I'm going to very slowly reach in here and get a piece of equipment here.
You got to understand where we come from when we have people filming us for various reasons.
She's trying to leave. She was also with him. Would you like me to go ahead and move your car out of the way?
Yeah, come on.
Anyway, honestly, I was in there for 10 minutes tops. I walk in, and I've got beautiful pictures. I mean, it's a beautiful building.
Absolutely.
The minute I walk in, security guy is like, hey, you can't take photos in here. I'm like, nah, don't be silly. Of course I can.
Yeah.
I wasn't swearing. I wasn't raising my voice. Wasn't yelling. Being very respectful. Had multiple...
Did he ask you to leave?
He did not ask me. He asked me to stop taking photographs. Multiple people flipping me off, like employees flipping me off. And I'm like...
Watching auditors like Cult News Auditor isn't just entertaining, it's educational. These real-world encounters remind us that constitutional rights don't enforce themselves. They require knowledge, patience, and courage. Every calm explanation, every firm stance, reinforces why the First Amendment exists and why it must be defended in everyday life.